What is it that a man has to do for you in order for you to feel like I'm safe and I'm vulnerable and I am completely in affection?
First off, love is
Hi, my name is Deju, and you are watching Deju Speaks on VMN every Thursday at 5. And today we have a special guest as usual. And not just a special guest, I just want to chime in and say who this person is to me. I would not be here without Miss Kiva here. Miss Kiva. I would not be here without her, okay? She was the one who came when I came in, and she introduced me to her show and everything, and everybody here. And I just want to say, you know, on camera, on script, I am very thankful for you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I was not expecting that, honestly, but I'm
That's because it popped up in my mind. I was like, to be honest, you know,
I love the setup. Everything just looks so nice. It's giving bougie. So
I mean, is it
giving bougie? It's giving my vibe a little bit, so I like it.
I love it though.
I love the color. I love this. I love the setting.
Thank you so much. Let's go
and
ahead.
You're doing your thing. I just want to say that you're doing your thing, and I was excited when Adolph wanted to bring you on because I just, you know.
The content so far, I mean, you know, we're going to get into it and tell everybody the topic here today, which is actually what is love, okay, and bleeding on people. Let's clarify. But anywho, go ahead and let them know what your tags are for your social medias and what you do.
Oh, I had to. Okay, so I am what can I say? Who am I?
What do you mean, Steva?
So,
fashionista.
Yes, I'm into fashion. I love beauty. I love everything beauty, like any other woman, you know. And I just love dressing people up and giving people outfit inspirations. And yeah, I have a business called Style by Skiva. Right. We're relaunching really, really soon. But I do have some pieces on hand, so in case you want something, just make sure you give me a call. Follow me everywhere at not Style by Skiva, literally Skiva. That's my social media information.
Spell it out for them.
Literally Skiva, LITERALLYSKYVA. Literally Skiva. Every social media platform you can think of.
Okay.
Same name.
All right, Mama, you ready?
I'm ready, girl.
Okay, make sure you sip on that a little bit. We're going to have fun.
I was sipping on that, but girl, I told you I'm lightweight.
Oh, okay, you're right.
She's trying to take me home.
Y'all, listen, this wine come in a little bottle, and it's like 13.7%, or maybe 13.
I'm low-key feeling lightheaded already. I'm not even, or maybe it's because I'm cold. I mean, I'm sick, not cold, but I'm sick. I'm coming down with the cold, so that's probably why I'm feeling.
You feel like your immune system is.
I feel like I'm about to start floating in a minute.
Good. Anywho, let's get into it. So, I want to be clear on what the definition of love actually means. Okay. So the definition here, according to dictionary.com, hey, an intense feeling of deep affection, and I said affection with an A, not infection. Hello. Y'all picking up what I put down? You know what I'm saying?
She said,
y'all better watch out now. That ain't love. Anywho, I gotta throw that out there. They know about me. Now. Anywho, so what is love to you?
See, first thing that comes to my mind is like to give you the Bible scripture. Like,
do it.
What is love? What the Bible says about love? Love is kind. Love is patient.
Yeah.
And love does not keep a record of wrongs, and love, all of that stuff in the Bible. So, But what is love to me for real? Like, I feel like I gotta think about that a little bit.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and, because we can get deeper. So how does love feel to you?
Like, it feels like, when no walls up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, being able to just be vulnerable. Like, authentically you, and just no barriers. Just be yourself and just trust that this person, like,
feels in the same way. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what does love look like for you? What does it look like?
You see, I'm thinking, I'm like, ooh, the first thing I think about is like, ooh, my auntie and my godfather.
Talk about it.
It's like, that's what love looks like to me. So, like, their relationship, just, there's so much love. So much love, so much support, and just the friendship.
Yeah.
And just the care, the tenderness, just everything about it, just their relationship just
it feels gentle.
Yeah.
It feels kind. It feels peaceful. It looks like that, right?
Yeah.
So do you feel like they're affectionate to one another?
I feel like, honestly, I feel like affection is like a big part of a relationship, like a huge part of a relationship.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, are you an affectionate person?
Okay, so I used to think I wasn't an affectionate person, but I feel as though, like, once you kind of like break, well, you don't have to break down my walls or anything like that, but once you kind of like get me to this place where I'm just like vulnerable with you, then I'm just so very affectionate. And
what does that take?
Like, for somebody to what?
To get you in a vulnerable space. What does a man, you do prefer men, correct? I just got to make sure, because you know what world we're living in. I got to make sure. What does it take a man, what is it that a man has to do for you in order for you to feel like I'm safe and I'm vulnerable and I am completely in affection?
First off, love is an action word. Like, love is just, when I think of love, I think of action. So you gotta show me, and also, like, my love language is like, there's everyone. I always say there are ways that, there's a certain way that I love to be loved, and there's a certain way that you love to be loved. Like, what might work for you may not work for me. So for me, it's like,
what have you found out so far is your love language?
You want me to spell all that? I'm joking, but
I mean, it's just you. It's basically what I'm trying to figure out is how well do you know yourself?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's get into it. So hold on, let me get comfortable.
Oh my goodness.
let me get a little comfortable, okay?
I gotta say, you're doing well. Go ahead. You're doing well.
You're doing well for having the alcohol in your system. You're doing well. Is that what you mean?
You had one sip, and you still got so much to go. And I took a little bit. Bit out of the cup.
Like a whole mom. You took dang near the whole thing.
You gonna be safe though, like, y'all.
But what was the question again?
What does it take for a man to get you in full affection and feel vulnerable?
Actions. His actions. Yeah. The way he just shows me, like I've got you. Like,
yeah,
being present.
Yeah.
And I love a man who knows how to communicate.
Yes.
That's a big thing.
That's number one.
Because communication for me is like such a big deal. So the way he speaks, the way you talk to me,
way you carry yourself,
because it all starts there. Like the way you speak, like the way you approach me, your approach, something that you did or something that you said,
something that's memorable, and not even just memorable. First impressions is everything.
I always say that. I always say, listen, that's very important.
So, have you ever been in love before?
Yes.
Okay.
What
was it that got you? What was it that got you?
Oh, what was it? Wait, why are we talking about love? Oh my God.
What do you mean?
Oh my God.
This is, I'm eating this up. It's some of the girlies.
What was it that got me? First, it was like the mystery of him. I'll say that. Like,
you think mystery is attractive? Okay,
like I don't like a man that's like always in the mix. Like, you're going the same route. As, you know, you gotta leave a little something. You know, a little something there that makes me kind of like, why is he not acting like the others? You know, what makes you so different?
Right.
So that
you felt like that was the thing that got
mystery.
you.
I feel like that was the initial thing. Like that was the first thing, just the mystery. Like,
wow, that's interesting. I think some people find mystery. I found that mystery wasn't necessarily, it was good and it kind of got me a little bit until I realized like some guys put on like these personas and they have too much mystery and then they begin to not share things. They become very like conservative with their lives and then, you know, just certain things like missing puzzle pieces. And then it just becomes a blank space.
But for me though, I feel as though like
that's what got you in.
Yeah,
but what's keeping you there?
Everything else, like just the way you talk to me, the way you cater to me, the way you communicate. Like, how is, you know, how much do you care about you? And I also love me a family man. Like,
oh yes,
and I love a man. I love a man who loves his mother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just gonna keep that. I was
gonna say, you know, because some of them, you know, they be, whew, Lord have mercy. Their mama is they woman sometimes. Some of them it can be serious.
Like that one, the mama boy.
Yeah, that's what they say, the mama boy. You haven't experienced that, have you?
A mama boy. Not to like the full capacity that you might be thinking, like you know, like what you just kind of like try to describe a little bit, like maybe their mama is their woman, like not to that extent.
Just what was it like for you?
It's just like more, I like deeply caring about their mom. They care about what their mom say, and just not like
young and kind of like don't want to disappoint the parent type of stuff. Okay, yeah, I've been through that. That's not bad. It's
or
not too
whenever
bad.
Their mom say something, it affects them like a little bit, and they kind of like it takes a little bit of time for them to let it go because it comes from mom. So things like that, but it's not like full blown out like, oh my gosh, his mom is over everything, like, you know.
Okay. So do you feel like you have
Girl, I was getting ready to start asking you some questions. I forgot this was your show.
Oh my goodness.
Like, you was asking me questions. I was like, okay, now my turn next.
Oh my goodness. So do you feel like you don't, like, do you feel like you still have to get to know yourself when you are in a relationship with somebody or in love with another person?
I personally think life is just a journey of getting to know self. I don't think like you're ever done getting to know yourself. You know, like you're growing, you're learning new things every day. Well, for me personally, I want to learn something new every day. Like I'm just so big on growth. So therefore, I feel like I'm continuously learning myself. Like, it amazes me how like I thought something yesterday and then my opinion changed today. And it's like, oh shoot, I think differently about this now. Yeah. So I'm continuously growing.
You are the independent variable, and then the variables around you can change your perspective.
Lord, science.
I know science. I can't help it, y'all. I just took me a science course. I just took my last class. I am done. Graduation is in 2 weeks. I don't got time.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But okay, so in the process of getting to know yourself, there are people who fail to get to know themselves. What happens if you fail to get to know yourself and you are in a relationship?
Then you're gonna try to conform into whoever that person wants you to be.
Right.
Which I always say this too, like in my videos when I doing my little rants or whatever. I always say if you don't learn yourself, if you don't spend, like get to know yourself. Otherwise, the world is gonna conform you and shape you into who they want you to be. That's just all there is to it.
What do you recommend? So people who, have you ever met someone who bounces from relationship to relationship instead of just taking like a year to themselves, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have.
How has that been for you? Like, have you ever experienced that? Are you a relationship person?
No, I'm not.
What's the longest time you've been single?
Ooh, 5 years.
5 years? Okay. Yeah, that's not bad.
5 years. Yeah. So,
what would you recommend to people? Because I know we just spoke about getting to know yourself, but what would you recommend to people who tend to jump from relationship to relationship?
Stop. Literally.
Just
stop. Get to know yourself. Like, go out by yourself. Like, learn what you like. What ticks you? Like, what is it that, what's within you that's like a trigger? Like, heal. Learn why is it that, I cannot stop jumping from relationship to relationship. Spend some time, read a book.
Yeah.
Meditate, pray, read the Bible, do anything else.
Yes.
Like, you don't always have to be up under someone. There are seasons where you just have to be alone. Just you and God.
Yeah.
Just you and God. You don't have to be up under somebody else, or always, like, some people literally don't feel okay with
being by themselves.
Yeah, being single. Like, they always feel like I have to be in a relationship. Like, I have to be with someone. But I see that as like an escape, like you running away from something. And it's like you're running away from you. And it's like, if you can't trust you and love you, then how do you expect anybody else to do it? Like,
yeah, that makes so much sense.
You don't even love you. You don't even trust you. But yet you just want. That's why the relationships are not sticking, because you don't know who you are. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop there, because I can go.
No, well, I mean, it wouldn't be bad if you did, because they need to hear it. Like, people need to hear that. There are people on this earth hopping. They're not giving themselves time.
I'm telling y'all, spending time with yourself is like,
man, it's golden.
The greatest feeling ever.
Golden.
Like, I remember the first time I went out on a date by myself. Like, at first I thought it was awkward, because it's like, you don't really see that. You don't really see people
What did you do? Where did you go?
I went out to eat. I love me some food. I went out to
Where'd you go? What restaurant?
I went to Longhorn.
Okay, not bad.
Yeah, I went to, wait, was that the first place?
What?
No, I think it was the library. I went to the library. But I've gone on so many dates by myself.
Yeah.
That it's like, I'm mixing them up. But look at her trying to sneak some more wine.
What are you talking
about? She's like, this is about to get good. This is girls'
No,
talk
I'm
now.
listening.
But yeah, I think I went to the library. At first, I thought it was awkward, because it's like, oh, I don't want people to think I'm lonely. It's that feeling.
Well, the thing is like, when you get to know yourself and you're spending time by yourself, like, you can't worry about what no one else is feeling or thinking. Whatever they look at you and see is what they look at you and see. They're gonna keep moving regardless. But the time you spend by yourself is the time you spend by yourself. I see somebody sitting in the library reading a book. Mm-hmm. I am going to leave them in their peace. That is their peace.
But the whole drive there, it was like, girl,
oh my God, what am I doing?
It's like, girl, you really finna, girl, if you don't call somebody right now to go with you.
Yeah.
And it's like, you gonna go to the library though? Are you gonna go there? This is awkward. Like, even like going in, it's like, ooh, I feel like people are looking at me. But it's like, girl, nobody really looking at you. That's just all in your head. You gotta learn to like turn that voice off.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then when I went out to eat by myself, I got pretty.
Period.
I got pretty girl, like it was a guy taking me out on a date, but it was really Marie taking Marie on a date. You feel me?
And that's that.
I got there and I sat there and I ate and I enjoyed myself.
I love that.
I sure did enjoy myself. I ordered the food.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, girls, eat that up. Eat it up. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and go into break. Thank you for watching. You are watching Deju Speaks on DMN TV every Thursday at 5. We'll be right back. Hello, my name is Deju, and you are watching Deju Speaks, and we are back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
I gotta say, this was off camera, but I just kind of want to reiterate what we just talked about for a moment. Basically, I just told her, like, this is something I feel the girls need to hear. This is something.
The girls. I like those.
The girls. The girls, like GWORLS. The girls.
I'm like, is she saying the girls or the girls?
The girlies. They need to hear this because to be by yourself is powerful. To know who you are when you stand alone is powerful. Mm-hmm. It is your power. If you invite everyone to go everywhere with you, you're taking your power away. So this is very important. They need to know it. It's amazing that your first time was going to the library and then going to eat out. You love to read, so you took yourself to read. To do what you love. She took herself to go do what she loves to do. Mm-hmm. And when you took yourself
and
out
I recommend reading, y'all. I recommend reading 100%.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And when you took yourself out to eat, you said you got real cute.
Real cute.
Like you was going on a date with a guy.
With a dude, but it was really with me.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then, you sat down, ate, and, did you?
And I have a lot of car dates as well. I do a lot of car dates by myself.
That's good.
My car is like, I'm not going to say that's my best friend because that's kind of like, it's giving.
I know.
It's giving white tea.
I understand. I totally understand.
I love being in my car. I
do breaks. I do music sessions. I do everything. Karaoke, all that.
You know how people have prayer closets?
Yeah.
I feel like my car is my prayer closet.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes. That car is blessed. I don't care. Nina is blessed.
Oh, that's the name of your car?
Nina is blessed. I get in the car, and please understand that anybody who gets inside of Nina, I have heard raving reviews about Nina.
Oh, really?
Yes. They're like, your car is just so peaceful. It's You said you took yourself out to eat. I vividly remember the first time taking myself out to eat. Mm-hmm. Vividly.
How was
it was yesterday. Okay, how was it? Okay. So when
what
I
did
took
you
myself,
eat?
Okay, what did I eat? I took myself. Now I didn't go too far because it was kind of late, and I had this thing where I don't really like being out super late, especially if I'm like by myself. I don't care for it. Weird things tend to happen, so yeah, we don't do that. But I did decide that I wanted to go to Applebee's, and I was going to take myself out on a date. I ordered whatever I want. I ate whatever I want. I journaled, and I did a homework assignment.
Oh was it weird? Like, did you feel like, are they watching me? Is anyone thinking I'm lonely?
I looked overly cute. Like, I had a little Bobbiana and then like an orange dress with the cross in the back with some heels. So it looked like I was going on a date and kind of like nobody was meeting me there. But at the same time, like, you see me journaling. You see me with my laptop. I'm getting my work done. Like, I'm just treating myself. That's it. I just treated myself.
And you felt good?
I felt really good.
I
was proud of myself. Yeah, I was proud of myself for doing it. Mm-hmm. It felt like I was taking my power back.
From what?
From just being around everybody.
I have a question.
No. Yes, go ahead.
Were you the type to hop from relationship to relationship?
No. Oh my gosh.
I just had to ask.
Listen, I did a 5-year bid. I call it 5-year bid. Everybody look at me crazy when I say that. Listen, I did 5 years with somebody, and it was my high school sweetheart. But I did take like a 4-year break. I took a 4-year. I was single for like 4 years after that. And and I loved it because I focused on myself. I went to school. I did everything I was supposed to do. I have another 2 years of that. I stayed celibate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna ask that. I was gonna be like, so were you 4 years single and celibate, or were you just like 4 years single and hot girling?
Hot girl for the first 2. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to hop up in the streets to figure out what was I quote unquote missing. Because I was with somebody who, you know, like they left and then like, you know, they kind of got to experience certain things before I did. Mm-hmm. And it made me feel like, no. He just left for school. Mm-hmm. And so like when you leave for school and you go to college, there's certain different experiences that you have on that journey, you know, and it's a self journey, by the way. And it was different things that he was introduced to before I was. So I had to go out here and I had to find out, okay, well, what was out here? Like, and then it was so crazy because, oh my gosh, this is so funny. It was so crazy because, you know, we stayed friends and we was cool. And like the first time I had slept with anybody else for the very first time, other than him, I had called him. I was like, "So
I cheated on you?"
No, I didn't think I cheated on him. I knew I was single, but it was just more. I didn't know what single was.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea what single was. What single felt like. I didn't know what it was at all, and I kind of just, you know, just went out there. And it was so funny because the guy that I did, you know, talk to or whatever, I just told him, I said, so this is how it feels to sleep with somebody else.
Oh, you told him that?
I told him.
Right after y'all was done? You said, oh, this is how it feels. It wasn't like, oh, you did your big one. Well, it was like,
I didn't, but no, I was like, this is how I feel to sleep with somebody else. So
why he said?
He just kind of looked at me and laughed. Like, he laughed because we was cool. We was friends.
Oh,
like, he was cool. But it was funny because I went to, like, when I called him, the man who I did 5 years with, right? Mm-hmm. I called him because we was friends. I told him, I said, so, I don't understand, like, what do you, like, who is better than me? Like, I was just like, who is better than me? Like, it made me feel like, dang, like, was I missing something? Was I the problem? I just slept with someone else.
That question?
Because it just made me feel like this is like, so I like, so I know what I did and I know what I was missing. Like, I found out what I was missing and I was like, what's the point of sleeping with somebody else when that person doesn't even know your body? That's what I felt like.
Was the other guy telling you like, oh, you were so good? Is that why you went and asked your ex, like, what was I missing? Is that what you asked him?
No. This is so funny. No. So basically, it was just kind of like, it felt like an experiment. It just felt like something. Like the guy that I did it with, he was like, no, we need to run that back. And I was like, no. Because I'm not like running that back. Like, I didn't feel attached to him, so I didn't feel the need to run nothing back.
Okay.
And so, like, when I went to my ex and I had that conversation, he was my very first everything. Mm-hmm. So, just having that conversation with him, I remember just being like, this is just, like, it doesn't matter. Like, what is the point? Like, why is this about other people? Mm-hmm. Or is this about, like, you just can't do this no more? Like, mm-hmm. where are we at? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're friends, but, like, and then that's when I realized that my time was being wasted. So-and-so was trying to keep me in the loop. He was trying to keep me around. And that may not be his explanation for it. Mm. But as a woman and as I've grown, I have learned that that is what men do. They will keep you around for as long as they can keep you around. If you let them do it, they will do it.
A man is only going to do what you allow.
Exactly. And I learned that very early. Yeah. Okay. So that's what made me, a really good city girl.
A city girl. I've never been one, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
And I don't think I want to be one either.
It's not it's not for everybody.
Yeah, I don't think it's for me.
Yeah, it's okay though. So,
I hope you enjoyed your run though.
I didn't have run through every dang on body, girl. Everybody couldn't get this.
When I think
you think you could put this on somebody and
city girl. I just think
city girls don't
crazy.
sleep with everybody, and that crazy. It's not crazy. Like, I feel like they take the term city girl and they take it to a whole new level. Like, you, first of all, if you a SLUT, you a SLUT. That's the difference. City girl is, I'm having a ball.
Okay, what does that mean?
I'm being like,
because when I think city girl, like, I feel like anyone who just thinks city girl, like, if you just refer to yourself as a city girl or whatever. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm Haitian and I speak like three languages, so my accent is gonna come out. So I just want to say that.
You're fine.
I just think like the minute you say city girl, they just put you in that category. Like, you out here in the streets, like you're getting clapped up. Like, I don't think like there's like, oh, city girls is not this. I just think automatically we just think, okay, you sleeping around with everybody.
Well, that's your prerogative. Like, what you think in your mind, a city girl not gonna care what you thinking in your mind. Because we know what we did and what we didn't do.
What is a city girl though? What is it?
Ask the city girls.
You said you was a city girl.
They put it out and they put out a full on definition of what a city girl is. But most of all, a city girl is just simply just, you are living you to the best of your ability. You are doing you to your best of the ability. Like, you are not caring what everybody else got to say. You are so tuned in with what you got going on, you ain't worried about everybody else. But the thing is about being a city girl, at some point in time, you do have to tap out of that. At some point in time, you do have to come back to earth and you have to make a decision. Hey, listen, city girl, all cute, fine, and dandy, but I got to be a woman now. It's something you got to tap out of. And it's a phase. It's not meant to go for life. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But the experience, I recommend the experience only because of what you learned during the process. You recommend the experience of being a city girl? What you learned during the process is vital. There are things that I know that you will never know. Okay. You see what I'm saying?
Just like I feel like there are things I know you would never know.
About being just not out there?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Either way it goes.
Yeah.
It just depends on what life takes you, what type of route it takes you to.
Yeah, I agree.
But no woman is better than the other woman, because you could be in the same situation, same situation I was in, or what'll happen is you'll get with a man and you'll try to figure out what's wrong with him, and he's somehow sleeping with somebody else. You don't know why he's sleeping with somebody else. And you got to figure that out because you have never been out there. You don't know that. But
you're trying to figure out why he's sleeping with somebody else, like.
But that's the thing, like, there.
And you
that's
feel
what
like
I mean by
girls, like, no, like,
they will figure it. Your ears to the streets. You know what's out here. You know what's going on. You know what I won't do, another woman will. And that is something, and we know that the girls who have been gone through city girls or had their phases or whatever it is, we know that better than anybody else on the planet. And that is something that you could be blindsided by. But at the same time, someone who loves you, really, really loves you, and if you do your job and you make sure that whatever man you pick out, he won't do that to you and he won't put you through that because he loves you. And you have a mom and a dad, correct? Yeah. You don't have to experience none of that. If you do just right and you make it happen for yourself, you ain't got to experience none of that.
Because I got a mom and dad. You got a mom and dad too, right?
I have a mom and a dad, but I have 4 parents. Divorce. Yeah. And different things that I had to experience growing up. And molestation to add it to the mix. And when you go through those different things, it impacts you for the rest of your life.
I agree.
You got to figure it out.
I agree.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. It's a lot.
But I will say that I do think, like, dealing with some of those things that you do mention is one of the reasons why girls become city girls in the first place.
It is. And I remember us talking about, and this is why I want our episode to be like a bonus episode. Not this one in particularly, but there was the interview that you did with me. I feel like needs to be a bonus episode because we dropped gems. 2 different worlds sitting on this.
Yeah, 2 different worlds
right now. 2 different worlds. But at the end of the day, when you being a woman, you being a woman. You just go ahead and letting folks know it is what it is.
It is what
it is. But can your scars? Do you feel like people who experience those type of things? Do you feel like
what type of things?
People who experience like being hurt, trauma, being in love with somebody, getting hurt, being brokenhearted, do you feel like they can bleed on other people?
Of course, if you do not do the proper work to heal.
Mm.
And also, I just want to say this: time does not heal. Like, I feel like that's a lie that we've been told. Like, oh, girl, don't worry about this. Time will heal you. Like, time will not heal you if you do not do the proper work and take the proper steps in order to be healed. So therefore, don't just think like, oh, I'm just gonna let years go by and I'm just gonna da da da. No, you just what is that? Like, you just literally stuffing that feeling down. You just literally like, I'm looking for a word.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a specific word. But you're basically just you're just stuffing the feeling down. That's just all it is. Time is not really healing anything if you're not really
pushing
taking
it to the side and prolonging the healing process when you don't do the work. That's what she's telling you.
Basically.
But what does healing look like for you?
I was gonna say, me, but healing is understanding yourself, like understanding who you are, and knowing like where you will go and where you won't go, like what people can influence you to do and what they can't influence you to do. And healing is just being like, I feel like with me though, I feel like I understand a lot. I feel like I understand people like a lot. Like whatever you were just telling me, like I understood where you're coming from. And before even if you weren't to tell me like, oh, there was molestation or whatever going on, I would have had an idea of this is probably what happened and this is probably what she's there.
But always remember that any woman choosing to do that, there may not be nothing wrong with them. They may have not ever had no man or no woman, nobody touched them, but it could have just been a choice of them figuring out.
I will say, there are always exceptions to every rules, but majority of the time I have found out that women who are living that lifestyle is not necessarily because they want to. Yeah. Like, because it is not.
Or the media get it jacked up, making them think it's okay, and it's not.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not really because you want to, or it's because like that's something we really want to do. It's just there's something deeper. There's something that happened. So of course there are exceptions, but I've come to learn that I would say maybe 98% of the time is because there's something deeper there. So,
always something deeper there.
It's always
everyone can use therapy some way, somehow. But healing, what did you ever have to go through a healing process after like a breakup? Or,
Yeah, because I feel like something always kind of like you always gotta something bothers you or something offends you a little, and you kind of like have to sit back and just that's what I do. Whenever something offends me, or if I take offense to what a stranger say or what someone says, then I have to sit back and take a look within myself and find out where's this trigger coming from. Like, why did this offend me the way that it did? Yeah. So it's like, ooh, what do I need to do? Or why is it that when he did this, I feel like this, da da da. Yeah. So I feel like I kind of just ran on, and I forgot
because healing process, like I said, I am an advocate for therapy and journaling. Getting to know yourself, I feel like you need to journal. You need to figure out what's going on.
Yes, journaling. Yes, that's.
But you have to. So you have healed from a relationship, and have you ever had to heal from a friendship?
Oh yeah.
What'd that look like?
I've had to heal from friendships. Yeah. Not just. I've had to heal from a relationship, friendship. Well, relationships, friendships, and it's like it's lonely. Like that's what like that. It's lonely. It's scary. It's frustrating. And healing is freaking hard. So I understand why there are so many unhealed people in the world, because healing is hard. Healing is uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable to start doing something that you're not used to. Yeah. So, and it was very lonely. It was a lot of like crying out to God in my car. Yeah. It was a lot of spending time with God, really. 'Cause
you feel like people need to believe in something in order to heal.
Yes, you need to believe in something. I say God, but you need to believe God. that's the source.
He'll take you there.
That is the source.
He'll take you there.
You know, and I say that do not let your happiness be dependent on anything that is temporary.
Correct.
And God is eternal. Like, God is eternal. Your boyfriend, your mom, whatever, they're temporary. One day they're going to die. But God is eternal.
Yeah. Okay.
So do not let your happiness be dependent on anyone, on anything that is temporary.
Yes, and your tolerance for people who are not that way, who do not realize what you just said and how important it is. People, your tolerance should be very low. You should not want to deal with nobody who does not understand that.
I want to know what your healing process looked like. Like,
therapy, baby.
I want to know, like,
therapy and
okay.
journaling.
I was like, how did you get from being a city girl to being, you know, the woman, like you said?
From being therapy. You don't give your body to everybody. I never did that. But I will tell you that when I realized that when you do give your body to somebody, there's things that you bring back to yourself that you have to fix. Because whatever issues that they were going through and are experiencing, you're bringing that into your spirit.
And I just want to add that because women, we are like, we multiply everything, right? So whatever you take from them, it's like it heightens, like
we're emotional.
We're
natural, empathetic. What is empathetic people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Incubators. Yeah. So whatever like you receive from man, it's like you feel it a little bit stronger. Whatever he was dealing with, and it's like it's attacking you like in a freaking stronger way than it was attacking him. So
correct. Well, you know what? This was such a juicy, such a lovely.
Oh, we done?
Yes,
Girl.
We are definitely done. You made it through. I am so proud of you. You are not tipsy. You are not drunk.
I am not tipsy, and my eyes are not watering. I am sick, so I probably just kind of like drifted off, forgot some things. Probably gonna watch this and be like, dang, I should have said this. But
it's always like that. But when you're in the moment and you're having a conversation. What needs to be said will always be said, you know?
Period.
Yeah. And there's always a conversation.
Yes.
But thank you so much. I am here with Skiva, and you are
the one and only.
Yes. And you are watching Deju Speaks on ZMN TV every Thursday at 5. Hope to see you soon.
Bye.